Last night, I went to the premiere of a documentary called Common Ground, and it was so profound in a positive manner that I wanted to briefly plug it and promote it so that everyone hearing this goes to see it. It discusses regenerative farming and the mega benefits and impact it has on our earth. The part that was so incredibly refreshing is it had nothing to do with your politics. Zero, zilch. It wasn't driving people against each other. It was bringing us together and showing factual evidence of how powerful the impact of this method is. Personally, I am at my last shred of patience for people yelling at each other politically. I cannot take it. So when something like this comes out and it is so positive, I'm like, thank you. There is a God. There is a God, and it is positive. Some big corruption surrounding companies that created the product like Roundup in farming. So there's this huge convoluted system in which these huge chemical toxin companies pay their way into ensuring that these chemicals are sprayed all over our crops all year long. Years, farmers have even had to go into the bank to take out loans to pay millions of dollars a year to use these toxins and spray them on their crop because they were told this is how it's done and this is how it works. By guess who? Guess who made them believe that? Regenerative farming goes back to the basics. It uses the earth to grow crops. There is no pesticides needed. There is no toxins needed. Nothing. So essentially, and watch the film, but tilling was this process that broke up the soil and would conversely rip up the CO2 properties and then ruin our atmosphere and environment, but also make us sick. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is directly correlated with overexposure to Roundup. Look it up. It is insane. And guess what the company that owns Roundup bought? They purchased the company under the umbrella of Bayer that has the medicine that treats non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. How interesting. So they can make us sick, and then they can also profit on the medicine that cures that sickness. Most encouraging part of regenerative farming is the fact that the CO2 that is driving into the soil from not tilling and not ripping up the roots underneath has the capacity, if every farmer did it, has the capacity to completely erase our yearly carbon footprint. And for the farmers, because they are not purchasing these expensive, monopolized chemicals, they are saving millions of dollars a year. Millions a year. Let me just recap really quick. Regenerative farming is cheaper. It saves farmers millions of dollars a year. Farmers who are conservative, farmers who are liberal, it does not matter what political side you are there. That is the facts. It will save millions of dollars a year to not have those chemicals. Number two, it will not make us sick. They will not be spraying these toxic pesticides onto our crops, which is just criminal by these huge corporations that want to have money and want to take your money and make you sick. And number three, it will heal our earth. And even if that's a polarizing topic for you, even if you go, climate change, it's not even about that. It's just factual evidence. I highly encourage everyone to watch this film. I highly encourage everyone to always do research like this. Really question what these big corporations are after and use your creative brain to kind of go, why is everyone all of a sudden sick? Why is all of a sudden X, Y, Z? It's a beautiful reminder that doing good wins. It might not be the most expedient journey. You might not see the result right away, but it wins. What I find to be so illuminating is the solution to this problem is so fundamental. It's basic. It's back to the Earth's origin. And I think it speaks to this higher energy, this higher power of doing good in an altruistic manner that will always prevail. It is easy to fall into doomsday thinking today, but what I have observed in history is even in the bleakest, most hopeless times, something, be it a solution or an individual or a group of people, arises and saves the day. It's that kind of old feeling of, the day was saved. That is a real occurrence. And I am filled with gratitude for films like the one I saw last night. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for putting this information into the world. Please go see this film. It is very important, and it does not matter what political side you are on. This has to do with everyone.